Well, hello again out there, my friends. This is your old buddy Ponytail Bob back again to tell you another story from my Tales with a Twist. This is chapter 3. I call it Sadness with Smiles. In chapter 1, I told you that I wanted to share some stories with you, things that I've learned along the way, the good and the bad. Things that I've learned which have really led me to where I am today, which is at age almost 85, feeling more comfortable and at ease about life than ever before. Today's chapter 3, is all about my dear friend Ellie Peterson, Eleanor Peterson, and our final moments together, moments of sadness, yet smiles. Give it a like and subscribe if you wish. And if you choose to give a reply, if you wouldn't mind, start it off with your age so that we know who's listening. Let Ellie know what you think about her. I think Ellie would be most happy to hear that wherever she is. This is a picture of my dear friend Eleanor Peterson. Eleanor Peterson. We all called her Ellie. Ellie and I worked together 50 years ago. She was a nurse, and we worked together at the Michigan Heart Association. Ellie was different. Ellie was a nurse by occupation, but a comic by inclination. Ellie was the kind of person that was so funny. She always made you laugh. It so happened then that I left that organization and went to another, and we lost contact for quite some time. And then one day out of the blue, I got a call, not from Ellie, but from Ellie's sister. She said, "I know you guys were close and you were friends, and I thought you would want to know that Ellie is in the intensive care ward right now at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. And we don't know how things are going to go." She said, "I thought you would want to know." And I did, and I told her so. And I decided that it was necessary and important for me to go see my dear friend Ellie. When I came into the hospital, I walked by the gift shop and decided to make a stop. I went in and looked around, and there I saw a very funny stuffed animal. And that immediately reminded me of Ellie, so I got it. And I went up to the intensive care unit and went in to Ellie's room, and she was not awake and had a lot of different kinds of medical equipment around her and tubes and many such things. And so I went in and I said, "Hi, Ellie, it's Bob." Remember me? Bob. And I didn't expect her to respond, and she didn't. So I went on. I said, Ellie, I wanted to come to see you because your sister called me, and she said she knew you and I were good friends, and that you would, that is, that I would want to know that you were here. And I did, so I wanted to come see you. And I'm glad to see you. And I don't know how things are going to go, and I guess nobody does. And I'm sure hoping for the best, that you get better. And during all this conversation, there was no indication that she heard me, or I didn't think that she was aware maybe even I was there. So I didn't stay long, and I decided it was time to go, but I had the funny stuffed animal. So I said to her, well, Ellie, I don't know how things are going to go, but I stopped down at the gift shop and I got this funny-looking, crazy-looking stuffed animal that makes you laugh, and I thought I would leave it to you, because in case you didn't make it, you could take this along with you and make people laugh wherever you go. And at that time, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Ellie's right shoulder move up and down 3 times, as one would when one was laughing. That was the last time I ever saw Ellie, but I always have this picture to remind me of Ellie and how she made everybody laugh. Well, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share those moments with you, how dear they are, and I'd like to just suggest that life is short. It has a beginning and has an ending, and we're just along for the ride. So maybe that story is a reminder to all of us to reach out to those who are close to us that we care for, and tell them today why they're important to us. And also, I'd like to use this as an opportunity to tell you about the amazing, absolutely amazing next story, Chapter 4, all about my dear neighbor Ida. It's a story that goes right after losing a life to how a group of absolute total strangers saved a life. It's a story of really unbelievable twists and turns. The kindness of total strangers that took place right in the house next door to me. And it all began on the app Nextdoor. It's a story that goes from getting better hearing to the burial of a dead parrot and frozen water pipes and no heat and 0-degree temperature, and ends again with the unbelievable success of saving the actual life of my dear next-door neighbor, Ida, who is older and disabled. It's a story I know you will love to hear, especially at these times when everything seems so upside down and people seem to be after one another for this and that. It's a story of how kindness goes so far in our world, because after all we have really is each other. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and as soon as I've finished the story, you'll be notified. So this is Ponytail Bob, just with one final word, and that is, be kind to yourself.